Hey there, AWS Cloud and Tech enthusiasts, and welcome to today's video where we are going to dive into the wonderful world of cloud engineering. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to level up your career, you're in the right place, because in today's video, we're breaking down the 10 essential skills every cloud engineer needs to succeed. If you're new here, I'm Greg, creator of Thoughtful Techie Cloud, and each week I create a video to help you easily navigate your AWS cloud and tech journey. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe right now. First up, we have Linux and Unix. These operating systems form the backbone of many cloud platforms, so learning them is going to be crucial for you. Start familiarizing yourself with shell scripting automation. Get comfortable with file system management. Get comfortable with that command line interface and being able to navigate that command line using various commands. And start getting hands-on with systems administration tasks. It's going to help you out huge. Pro tip, what I would do is spin up a Linux instance in AWS and start diving right into that command line interface and practicing all your Linux skills. Number two, let's start talking about programming and scripting. As a cloud engineer, you're going to have to be comfortable with coding. Now, I'm not saying you need to be a software engineer, because if you wanted to do that, you would have just became a software developer. But as a cloud engineer, remember, everything in the cloud is API driven. And as a result, you're going to be able to automate that. And the way you automate that is you need to do it through code. So if you know one high-level coding language, for example, Python is great to start because it's also easier for beginners to learn, and not to mention, it's going to help you greatly in cloud and AI and data science, just to name a few. For your scripting, you can focus on Bash or PowerShell, or if you want extra credit, even dive into both of those. Start getting familiar with RESTful APIs and knowing how to interact with various web services in the cloud. And most importantly, practice, practice, practice. Number three, if you want to be a cloud engineer, you're going to need to get familiar with the cloud platform. I recommend AWS. You want to focus on learning core services first, like compute, network, database, storage, and security. Start understanding different ways to deploy things. You can go into the management console. You can go into the command line interface. You can go in through software development kits or SDKs. AWS does offer a free tier so you can get your hands dirty. Number four, infrastructure as code. Remember I told you that you need to learn how to code? Well, there's something called infrastructure as code where you can literally templatize your cloud environment via code. So take a look at infrastructure as code tools such as Terraform and AWS CloudFormation. You want to start treating your cloud environments as if they were software. Be familiar with how to version control your infrastructure as code, and start embracing the everything is code mindset. Because when you get into these businesses and these production environments, everybody should be driving towards automating everything. Number five, start getting familiar with containers. Kubernetes, and knowing that, is going to become your best friend. I cannot tell you how many customers I work with and businesses that are using Kubernetes. If you know how to use Kubernetes and you can manage that as a cloud engineer, this is going to make you highly sought after as a cloud engineer. And containers are highly used in modern applications, which means if you know about containers, this puts you in the top tier. Number six, let's talk about CICD and DevOps practices. CICD stands for Continuous Integration and Continuous Development. You want to start getting familiar with how to set up CI/CD pipelines. These are the build, test, deploy type of pipelines for the software development lifecycle, and all of these are going to be automated in the cloud. And understanding core DevOps principles is fundamental to being a cloud engineer. Number seven, can't be a successful cloud engineer if you don't know anything about security. Start learning about cloud security best practices ASAP. In AWS, you're going to want to dive straight into identity and access management and understand how to secure your resources in AWS, which will get you started on the right track. Get familiar with encryption, data at rest, data in transit, and become familiar with compliance frameworks like PCI and HIPAA, because when you work with certain businesses, they're going to have to achieve these. So if you know how to do this, you can help the business achieve the outcome they're looking to achieve. Number 8, as a cloud engineer, you need to be familiar with monitoring and logging. When you're working with businesses, once they're in production, something that they need to focus on is something called observability. Monitoring and logging are key to achieve observability for a business and those underlying cloud architectures that support the services that run their business. You want to learn monitoring tools such as Prometheus and Grafana, as well as CloudWatch. Understand log management and log analytics, and start setting up alerting in your cloud environments. Number 9, database management. As a cloud engineer, you are going to be working with databases, whether it's PostgreSQL, whether it's MySQL, whether it's a NoSQL, whether it's a graph database, whether it's a time series database. You have to be familiar with databases and database management. For databases, picking the right tool for the right job is going to be critical. Understanding how to scale databases in the cloud and learning how to optimize your databases for performance is going to be right up your alley. And number 10, last but not least, you need to know serverless. Understand serverless concepts and benefits. Get your hands on AWS Lambda and learn about event-driven architectures. These are all things that real businesses are using today and are highly in demand. And if you know these skills, people are going to be knocking down your door to ask you all the questions. Remember, becoming a great cloud engineer is a journey, not a destination. Never stop learning and never stop experimenting are 2 characteristics that are going to make you an amazing cloud engineer. I really enjoy receiving your comments. Leave your comments and questions down below, and I'll be happy to respond. And before you go, make sure you check out this video right here, and I'll see you in the next video.